get up, you need to get up off your ass, boy. Get up, you need to get up off your ass, girl. Get up, you need to get up off your ass, boy. Get up, you need to get up off your ass, girl. Get up, you need to get up off your ass, boy. Get up, you need to get up off your ass, girl. Get up, you need to get up off your ass, boy. Get up. First things first, don't do this rap shit to stand out. My plan's about to minimize the folks holding their hands out. Whether you on the corner bumming all day at your man's house, relying on government funds, crying cause they...
Yo, welcome to another episode of Shop Talk After Hours live on YouTube. What's up, everybody? How you doing, man? It's your host, Excalibur Miller. We're here with Victor Wesley, T. Miller, Jason Moore, Q. Kelly, and also Andrew Hughes. I want to start off the show saying happy birthday to my mother. Happy 60th birthday to my mother, Cynthia Miller. Happy birthday, Mom. Love you. Also, I want to give my condolences out to the Dozier family. Just found out today that my best friend, like a brother to me, Brian Dozier, passed last night. So my condolence goes out to the Dozier family. This is Shop Talk After Hours. What episode is this, Victor?
I think it's episode 3.
Episode 3?
Yeah.
Episode 3, all right. Today
I don't want to cut you off, Miller, but let's get condolences to our brother Rick family too.
Oh, dang. Yeah, I'm sorry. Also, my brother Rick Elms, Investigator Elms. I worked with him back at the Manning Police Department from 2014 to 2018. My own condolence, thoughts and prayers goes out to the Elms family also. All right, today's topics we're discussing: Brittany Griner, Deion Sanders, and maybe Deshaun Watson. Let's go, V.
All right, so let's start out with Coach Prime. So, Coach Deion Sanders, Coach Prime he's now the new head coach at Colorado State, and some in the HBCU community or African American community are a little salty. I guess some will call him a traitor or sellout and I found that, especially with social media, the worst thing you can do is have a knee-jerk reaction and just jump on social media, just talk about how you feel. Sometimes it helps to wait a little bit and listen for some other things to come out before you even say anything. But no, Coach Prime leaving, me personally, I was disappointed to hear it, but I wasn't surprised. I want him to stay Jackson State a little longer and really continue to build something there. But as I started hearing more and more about this, I started kind of understanding, what would kind of make him want to leave. And I guess my question is, did Coach Prime leave more than he was kind of sort of pushed away? Because now we're hearing, and we heard a little this why was at Jackson State. Little things, well, not little things, but some not so helpful things. His car was broken into several times. His son's car was broken into several times. When the water was bad and the kids needed water, hotels, it was Coach Prime that was paying for that. Coach Prime paid half his salary for the football facility. Jackson State says it was for stuff that he wanted and that it already planned to build, the football facilities and all of that. Things about the money not even being right, not getting paid what they say he was going to pay. Alumni, overall when it comes to HBCUs, about 10% of alumni give back to their institutions. The national average is 20%. But while Coach Prime was at Jackson State, he did an interview with Earn Your Leisure. And I think in the way he was kind of trying to tell folk that there's some things that they need to get their act together. So let me play this a little bit and this is from Earn Your Leisure. So
how can we have 60,000 people in the darn stadium? You talking about we sold out, and I checked the receipts and we done sold 28,000 tickets. Now y'all better find out who's stealing, because that affects my pocket. You may not like it, but I ain't lying.
Facts.
Yeah, the full interview is in our description. Now, Jackson State says, that we fulfill all of our obligations. His comments taken out of context, and they didn't put the link to the full interview, but I did. So if you don't watch that full interview from Earn Your Leisure, the link is in the description. I think you should watch it. It's really great. He's really dropping some gems, but I think with Coach Prime leaving, it shows a bigger issue in reference to our community holding on to our top talent. It's one thing when you're not getting paid as much as everybody else, but it's another thing when you're not getting paid well, you're getting cheated out of money, your stuff's getting broken into, you have to mow your own practice field, which Coach Prime was doing because the facilities people wouldn't do it or wasn't doing it in a timely manner. When the Jackson State football team goes to the Celebration Bowl and they get paid for that money's not sent back to the football team. It's spread out. So you're being funded for my money. You cheat me out of some money. My stuff's getting broken into. And now here comes this bigger bag. Yeah, it's bigger, but I bet you at Colorado, Coach Prime ain't mowing his own practice field. I bet you he's not going to worry about his car getting broken into or his office getting broken into, because that was happening at Jackson State too. What I find is a lot of people's got this heat for Coach Prime for leaving, but where's the heat for Jackson State for not doing what they need to do to help him want to stay? And
that's it right there.
I'm just going to hand it over to you guys and let you guys take it from here.
I got a whole lot to say about that. Go ahead, Miller. Go ahead.
You made a statement about the bigger bag. I think it's more than just the bigger bag.
Yeah, definitely.
The simple fact is, let's look at it from this perspective. He's the first coach that came from an HBCU to go to a Power 5 school, correct?
Yeah.
That never happened. You got to look at it from that standpoint.
And that school replaced him, had an African American head coach before, and now they're brought him in. So,
second of all, he's bringing 10 guys from him with him from Jackson State. These guys would have never had that opportunity if it wasn't for Prime. 10 other guys from the HBCU going to a Power 5 school. That never happened. So you got to look at it from this perspective. These 10 guys are getting better opportunities, more looks, better facility, better training, better eating, better whatever for them to be able to make it to the next level, and they respect the sport.
Yeah, and players are coming too. You bring in players too now with the transfer portal.
Yeah. You got guys leaving Alabama now to go to Colorado.
Yeah.
Alabama. Yeah. You got guys leaving Georgia to go to Colorado. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I heard y'all talking earlier about, Deion might not be successful his first season. I don't know. The way he's looking for that transfer portal, I don't know.
The conversation that just started when you came back on, we hadn't finished. But the bottom line is this, to start off with. If your car is parked on one side of the street, I got $200 in my pocket. Your car parked on the left side of the street, and I want you to move to the right. You can take this $50 and stay parked where you at. Or I give you $150 to get your car moved across the street. That's one aspect of it. Common sense. You can move your car. Especially you're on the side of the street where there's to be, like you say, all the business, everything going on, people walking by your car, people probably sitting on your car, fight break out, they go fall on top of your car. But if you move it across the street for $150, you're in a safe zone. That's common sense.
Yeah.
What I found is society and people, especially like in the position that I'm in or I've been in, people look at you and they want to, down you for making a decision or whatever have you. First of all, don't down my pockets, because I know what my pockets are. And then the stress level of what he got to deal with on a day-to-day basis with that bull crap of somebody breaking in his car, having to mow your own field. That's
Nick Saban ain't doing that.
Yeah, and then the kids having issues with finances, and you having to step up, which we all would do. We gonna step up to help our players to help our teammates, to help whatever, so that everybody can succeed, and it all comes back on him. People outside that, they don't see that. They don't see that. That is stress all in by itself. You know, Dion, he was a great player. He was a great coach, and he's doing good things. The thing is, with all of that comes that stress level that people don't see. I'm not gonna down that man for any decision that he made as far as going somewhere where he was gonna have support. And then, like Miller said, taking other players with him to help them be successful. Because think about it like this: they can decide as soon as he get there, hey, you know what, Dion, we made a mistake. We don't rank you. But guess what he did? He bought those players, and they still got that opportunity. The players can't; they ain't going nowhere. Mm-hmm. You know, ain't nobody mess up on them. You know, and now he's got, and who knows? It might be more stress. It might be, more issues there. You know, the crazy thing about this and what I've learned too, I'm gonna say it. I don't care who anybody got a comment on it, hit me up, whatever, hit the show up. But the bottom line is this: wherever we go, black folk always got something stupid to say. And then, you got people of other cultures willing to help and be a success. They gonna put it all in together, and we all gonna be together. Like they say, Black Lives Matter. Yes, Black Lives Matter, but like they say, all lives matter too. And that's what other cultures look at when it comes to certain things, and they bring it. They want a successful football team. They go. I'll never forget this. I was 17 years old. I was at the car dealership. By myself. I had to go get my grandma to help me fill out the paperwork because I had to be 18 in order to buy the car. I had all that money I had made myself, right? Sitting on the other side, white kid with his grandmother. She co-signed for him. She gave him $5,000. I only had $2,000. He got a new model car because that support system has always been there. But with us, a lot of times, we got to fight for it. Yeah, it is what it is sometimes, but give that man credit for doing right by his team, by his players, by helping them and supporting them, giving them that opportunity to make a better lifestyle, not only for themselves, but for them families. Like Miller said, they're getting a better look. They're going to get a look. Just because they were able to transfer from one team to another, just on his word, come on, man. I ain't got nothing bad to say about it. Now, when we talk about successful season, again, 10 players, Miller, ain't gonna make a big difference.
No, I said 10 players, but I'm talking about transfer portals too.
Yeah, the transfer portal is going to change this college football because now it's possible for a coach to rebuild their roster in this offseason.
The Pac-12 is weak. That's a weak conference in college football.
Yeah.
Okay. Look, but he basically, the reason why I was saying that is because it's realistically because he has to gut the team.
Yeah.
And basically start over from scratch.
Yeah.
So realistically, with all the attention and everything, you're gonna have a lot of people, especially his haters, that's gonna be wanting him to fail and rooting for him to fail. But realistically, when you have to gut a team and start over from scratch, regardless, bringing in all these players, there's a strong chance that first year you're not going to be successful, or people have different definitions of success, especially when it comes to college football. A 3 or 4 loss season, a lot of times, is not viewed as being successful in college football. So basically, success would be considered damn near going undefeated, and that's not realistic with everything he has to do. Yeah, they're going to improve a lot probably that first year, but you probably really can't expect to see a real significant change until the second or third year. But to go back to what the original issue, from day one, he let it be known that if a big time school was to offer him, he's gonna take it. He's gonna have to entertain it, and we basically know what that means. There's a good chance the right school offer him something, he's gonna take it. So I really don't see how this is a surprise to anyone, and why so many people, are upset. And let's just say if it was for the money, so what?
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a.
I mean,
Uh,
okay, if it was for the money, I mean, so what? Does that make him necessarily, a sellout? Because I think a lot of times, one thing I hear a lot of people saying is, it's not like he needs the money. He doesn't really need the money. A lot of times we do a lot of pocket watching,
Yeah, exactly.
and we don't know a person's
Yeah.
true financial situation. So if a person does it for the money, I mean, it's a business at the end of the day. And the reality of it is that his goal, one of the goals with Jackson State, was to take them to a whole nother level. Meaning, one of those things was not just be big time on the black college football level, moving up in the division. And he didn't get the support when it came to that because they were so content with where they were. So if you really not trying to grow with them, you're not gonna do nothing but hold somebody like that back. That he has bigger aspirations. Now he wanted to make them big time, but they didn't want the same thing that he wanted. So when you get that opportunity to go somewhere and they offer you the money and the sky's the limit for you, and you can also hire more more coaches that look like you. A lot of people getting a lot more, gonna be able to get opportunities and get more exposure with him moving up to a higher level. But if Jackson State wasn't willing to or trying to grow with him or had the same vision that he had, why would you stay?
yeah, I think there's like an expectation that I'm just speaking about the African American community that we're supposed to just stay for the culture. We black,
Yeah.
you black, we gotta stick together and there's no care as far as how we treating you while you're here because the expectation is you're not gonna leave. We want the hookup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're not, because that first year, the conversation should have been at Jackson State. What do we gotta do to up our money up? What we gotta do to keep him? Because if we don't treat him better, if we don't make his quality of life good, someone else gonna come along and take him from us. But
And plus, it's promotion also. I mean, I see guys like Dr. Umar out there bashing him and other people on Facebook. Other people on Facebook and social media bashing him for taking the job. And I say to everybody, if you get a promotion at your job, you mean to tell me you ain't gonna take it? This man went from making $250K to now $5 million a year. Duh.
No brainer.
yeah.
Exactly.
And he gave half that back to the school, so it was really more like $150K. You take taxes out of that.
Yeah. And he was spending $150K of his money to help towards the football team. Here he's making $5 million. He ain't got to spend nothing. Come on, man.
Look
Come
at
on,
it this
man.
way also. Look at it
Man.
this way also. Yeah, he had a successful season this past year. But let's say if it was for the next 3 years, his success rate just plummeted. And he didn't take full advantage of the opportunity that he had right now. We're gonna talk shit about him. He's not gonna have that job.
Mhm.
And then what opportunities are he gonna will he have? So just like all these people are saying, well, as soon as you don't win, everybody gonna show their true colors. They don't love you, Dion. Well, hell, we ain't no different. It's just that he was winning. We want to keep on winning. But
Yeah, that's being a football coach. I mean,
huh?
that's being a football coach. I promise you right now, with Clemson losing to South Carolina, there's some folks saying fire Dabo Swinney right now
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yep.
That's the game.
Yeah, that's where it would be no different once it happened with Jackson State, except he wouldn't have been making as much money, and then he's not going to have the same opportunities to go anywhere else to make more money. So it's really smart of him to take full advantage of what he can do right now.
Man, I was just embarrassed. I was embarrassed how the Jackson State fans at the football game they had 2 weeks ago was playing that with the King. What's the guy named King George? Keep It Moving song to Dion while he was on the sideline. I'm like, y'all, come on, man. Come on, man. Why we gotta do that, man, like that? He brought so much publicity to that school, to that team. You know what I'm saying? I mean, why? Why?
Yeah, I can tell you why.
Put to ourselves. We do it to ourselves. Go ahead, Jason. I'm sorry.
I looked up the salary breakdown, and for his first season, it's $5.5 million. His base pay doubled. His base pay is $500,000. He gets another $1.7 million in supplement income, radio, television, public appearance, $1.74 million for promotion and fundraising, $1.5 million for development of the student athlete. And oh, by the way, this contract goes out to 2027 with a pay increase in 2027 up to $6.3 million.
Guess what? This is what I'm doing right here.
Like, I mean, he's just his base salary doubled. Where do I sign, and how fast can I get there?
Exactly. He's still doing the school a favor by still coaching them to the with the Celebration Bowl for Saturday. Right. You don't have to do that.
That's right.
The president didn't want him to do that.
Yeah.
He's coaching 2 schools at one time.
That's right. Sure is.
And he still got to pay for breaking the contractor. He's got to pay Jackson State. I mean, he can afford it now, but
yeah.
Honestly, I would like to argue. I would like to be the contrarian and argue the other side.
Go ahead, big dog. Let's see what you got.
But honestly, I can't. To keep it a buck, I can't. You know what I'm saying? Anything I say, I gotta say it with my heart. So the fact of the matter is, this is a microcosm of our community, and we are the type of people that we want you to be successful as long as you can be successful in the box. As long as you can stay in what we consider to be acceptable, we want you to be successful. But as soon as you step beyond that and have a vision beyond what we can see, then it becomes a problem. And so that's what goes on way too often in our community, and we pull each other down, not realizing the other opportunities that excuse me, like you said, the players that's getting the opportunity that will get looks from the NFL because of them following him over there. 1, 2, the coaches that's getting the opportunity and is now going to get the looks by other high profile colleges to be able to get, a chance to coach, be a head coach somewhere. And then thirdly, we always argue the fact of, okay, there's not enough African-American NFL coaches.
That's the start right there.
How can we be upset when somebody is climbing that coaching ladder to be able to create the opportunity, but then hate them on the fact that they are actually doing it? You know what I'm saying? Like we don't see the big picture. All we see is the fact, okay, well, you said you was going to be here. You said you was going to help us. You said you was loyal to these kids. How loyal must I be? When was the last time y'all won a championship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
I brought you that. How much notoriety now have I brought to the school? How many people would love to follow my footsteps and now coach for you that would never even look at you before I got here? You know what I'm saying? So he did a favor for coming over there and doing what he did. Now they on a national map because of him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So the kids got sponsors. The everything has changed and went to another level because of his effort. But we don't look at that. You know what I'm saying? And that is the problem with our community, man. And I just wish that we would be able to have, the foresight to be able to look at things beyond and what's just in front of our face, to understand things greater than our personal situation. And then on another note, even deeper than that, my greatest commitment is to my son, my family.
Right.
So not only is he increasing the opportunity for his family with earning more money, but he's doing it for his son.
Exactly.
So now his son is able to play at a college that he never would have been able to play at. You know what I'm saying? Get notoriety and possibly get a chance to play in the NFL because of the choices his father made. So if you want to see me with loyalty, you better check the fact that my first loyalty begins at home. Charity begins at home. So, that's my 2 cents.
Hey, sound like to me we all agree with each other on the Deion situation.
Yeah. Eric, you want to unmute and chime in?
You got Eric Moore?
Yep.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear
What's
you.
up, man?
What you got to say?
Yeah, I don't know much about that situation, honestly. He just told me you guys are going to talk about Brittany Griner, and I just had to see everybody.
Yeah. We about to get to that now.
In a minute. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so let's talk about Brittany Griner. So Brittany Griner, prisoner exchange. So she's now, I'm assuming she's now back on U.S. soil. But I just open it up. What do you guys think about that?
I just wonder if her view has changed any.
I don't, I guess we can make jokes all day and laugh, but I have taken this one personal, and I'm going to tell you why. I don't care, and I've done a little bit of research, not thoroughly, so I don't know. There's 3, from my understanding, there are 3 prisoners over there that are all military, 2 of which are not honorable, so they can keep them over there. Okay, they were dishonorably discharged. The 3rd one I do not know about. I did not have enough time to research that. However, to me, it is a slap in the face to every disabled vet that has ever devoted themselves to this country, to the flag, to the national anthem, and to the people of the United States. And the reason I say that is this. When I got deployed to Saudi Arabia, we were briefed not once, not twice, but 3 times about the local laws, about drugs, even about pork being in the country, okay? And we were told if you got caught stealing, there's no status of forces agreement here. Your hand's going to get chopped off. Don't come to us for help because there's nothing we can do. And the same thing goes for American athletes that go overseas. They are thoroughly briefed on drugs. Drugs is where it's more accepted here in the United States. It is not in most overseas countries. Now, I'm not going to say all. Obviously, there's Amsterdam, but you do not bring drugs into a foreign country. Everyone's argument is, well, it was just a little bit and she just forgot. What? No, you don't forget that shit. Pardon me, but you don't. Because they tell you, listen, if you get caught off this plane with these items, any of these, and it could be drugs, could be alcohol, could be whatever their rules are in Russia, you are going to serve time, period. And Joe Biden, I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of him. He did it for a political stunt. And it pisses me off. He didn't do it because, she was so wrong and wrongfully accused when she sat there and admitted, well, I just forgot about it in the bag. No, you didn't. You thought you were going to beat the system. And all the interviews with her about what she first said when she was on the plane, I don't really give a shit. Because you disrespected our flag. You disrespected every disabled vet that has lost a limb, lost their life. you kneel for the national anthem, and I'm sorry, I grew up in a military family. You either stand at attention, parade rest, you salute, or put your hand over your heart. Otherwise, I got no use for you, and that goes for anybody. My life expectancy is very short because of what I was exposed to in Saudi. And these guys that are much worse off than me, that have literally lost their lives or limbs struggle every single day, and you want to make some great awakening by kneeling at the national anthem and the flag, and this country sucks, and then go to hell. Get out of our country. I get no use for you.
Hey, hold up. Let me
go off.
Wait. Let me say this.
Here comes.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I get where you coming from, but just like everything that you're saying and the way you're putting it out there, that'll make a person like me want to do that just to piss you off.
Mm-hmm.
Just to piss you off because of how high and mighty that you coming off right now.
No, it's not for me in directness. It is for
just like when we started, you know, I said something like, and for some odd reason you felt the need to say, well, y'all can laugh and do all this about it, but I take this seriously. I mean, that's an individual opinion. Everybody does have their right to have their opinion on. Now, I don't agree with the reasoning and all that. I think it's a lot of BS. But just to hear you talk and the way you saying it, that will make me want to do it just because of how you saying it and what you're saying. Like, I don't have no use for you. Who are you?
Well, you know what? At the end of the day, who am I? And it's just like the rest of them. We're the guys that gave you a safe country to live in. We're the guys that.
But a lot of them will say that that's the reason why they fought. So people
have the right to do that.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. But I take it personal because of what occurred to me in Saudi, and for someone that said they had no use for this country and this country sucked. That
Now did Brittany Griner say that?
Yeah, it was quoted. Not those exact words.
What exactly did she say? Yes.
Oh my gosh, I read so much of it today.
This is where you shouldn't paraphrase anything. You should know exactly what the person said.
I'm pretty sure she don't feel that.
Right now, there's so much information going on, and there's been so much coverage over it that everybody's got their opinions, and and people are, of course, they're pushing false information, such as, oh, you left 3 poor Marines over there. Well, 2 of those Marines aren't poor Marines. They were dishonorably discharged, and they're convicted for some serious crimes.
Now, Terrence, I'm going to give him credit on that now.
So let's not give her no more smoke than she deserves. If she did not say, I have no use for America, then we should not berate her for that.
Understand this. I'm personally not disagreeing with his stance on what he's saying, but what I'm being real about is like the high and mighty that's standing on the soapbox doing all that stuff. That will make a lot of people want to do it just because just for that, because technically people do have the right to have their opinions and feel the way she feel. But I do believe that along with that right, the other side has the right to feel how they feel about what she did and what she said also. But I was just being real with them. Like, when you get your emotions caught up in it like that, and you personalize every single thing, you kind of make it seem like the other person's rights just aren't as important as yours, and that would literally like make me want to, okay, they feel like this, that, and the other, then I'm gonna take full advantage of the different rights that I have. I'll kneel for it, since they saying that I'm not shit because I kneel during the national anthem. Hell, I'm gonna kneel during the national anthem.
But yeah, let me pick you back off the kneeling part. I thought it was a sign of respect, Jay, for you to kneel.
No, now, if someone knows greater than me, I'm all for getting educated now. I'm all for it. But from my understanding, Kaepernick started that trend because over Black Lives Matter and some other shenanigans going on.
Well, he started at first. He said he did it kneeling because it was I guess a retired, or I guess he's still serving, an Army vet. Told him he understand what he want to do, but to still show respect, he can kneel. That's why Kaepernick started kneeling. That came from a military guy.
And kneeling, I think Kaepernick started off that as a response to police brutality. It's not about saying I hate America. It's saying that there's this part of America that I don't like and we need to address it. It might not affect you, but it negatively affects me.
Yeah.
Because we love something, it doesn't mean we're required to love everything about it. We can say, this part is wrong. Let's address this part.
Well, I guess my issues with it, they're trying to take away a lot of our traditions. A lot of folks are in every capacity, okay? But since we're talking about the flag, the few things that I stated, your hand over your heart, saluting, that was the norm, the standard. Okay. All of us were in school, and we sat and put our hand over our heart. A lot of military members, I know, friends of mine, felt that was very disrespectful. You have to lead by example, and the example is, okay, I'm not going to bring the national anthem or flag into it, but I'm going to be a spokesperson for making things right within this community or this race by doing these things, but not by disrespecting supposedly a country that I love. And a lot of veterans I know, because it was a huge talk back when he started that, felt disrespected. Like, no, if you really believe in America and what America stands for, then you need to represent yourself in a different way and stop taking away from the norm and the standard and changing things.
Okay, so what's the appropriate way?
So what does America stand for? If we're going to go there with it.
Yeah, but everything's
hold on.
Everything's
we can say that for
just because traditional doesn't make it right or good. All it means is we've been doing it so long. That's what tradition means. We've been doing it for so long that it's now become part of it. But that doesn't mean we have to just keep doing it.
If we really dealing with respecting our country, then all these military guys that you said had a negative feeling toward the way one man kneeled should have felt just 10 times as upset over the way Donald Trump reacted when the Capitol was stormed and said, okay, well, these are good people, that just misunderstood. But yet they over here hurting officers and people that was there to protect and uplift the law. So let's that's a rabbit hole that's kind of real deep right there.
We've got two topics going on because it's a apples and oranges on that one. Donald Trump is not an issue we want to bring up because that would be for another show. My point is, there's a lot of norms that we all do every day, or how we teach our families, or how we present ourselves, in a classroom or as a police officer. There's standard things. You touch the back of a vehicle. That's when you approach a vehicle. That's the standard. That's the norm.
Okay.
And so the same thing applies, for military members. We are trained and bred. If you're in uniform, you straight up salute. There's no qualms about it. Okay. Granted, not everyone's in the military. I get that. We give the exception, but you stand and show respect. And I think that's where a lot of them said, and I was trying to look up what I read today, and there's so much stuff out there. But the bottom line is a lot of people felt like we became a weaker country today because of two reasons. she didn't respect the country, and for different reasons, and they traded an arms dealer, which now all of a sudden that arms dealer is going to help Putin.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get that kind of trade.
Let me read.
I agree with that part. A lot of parts,
Right
not the initial.
Yeah.
It's a little background. His name is Victor. He was found guilty of conspiring to kill American and U.S. officials by delivering anti-aircraft missiles and aiding a terrorist organization. During his 3-week trial, he was told the weapons were used to kill a U.S. pilot, and his reply was, "We have the same enemy." So that's what we traded for, right?
We all know it was a move just to pander to us.
That's a political move.
That's all that was. We all know that's not a fair exchange.
Right.
Yeah.
But like I said,
is, once he gets there,
I'm wondering if her view has changed, or is she still standing on the same thing she was standing on before all this transpired?
We gonna see.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I guess, and a lot of folks, so if you read it on the news, a lot of them said wrongly accused and used those words as the title of their narrative. And you're thinking, wait a second, where are you reporting from? We watched her on, I think it was one of the news stations, go, Honor, I'm sorry I brought this into the country. I'm guilty. She admitted to the guilt. So wasn't wrongly accused.
They're trying to justify the trade, that's all.
Sorry?
Just justify the trade, that's all.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, she broke another country's laws, and like I said, when I heard about the trade, I just threw my hands up. I don't get it.
I told y'all that during the first episode.
Yeah.
I told y'all that. I said they trying to say a sniper. Remember I said that?
You did say that.
You did, Alex.
You did say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So the thing is, what are they going to allow him to do once they get him back over there to Russia? What are they going to allow him to do? Is he just free to go about his way, or are they going to hold him to a standard, opposed to
they wanted to trade for
anything else?
Yeah, exactly. They wanted to trade for a reason.
Yeah.
For him to train that military. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's a reason behind. It's a method to the madness.
Yeah. Now I don't know if Brittany Griner is free or is she serving some time here in America or what?
The last I read, she's at home.
Okay.
Yeah, she didn't do anything in America.
Well, sometimes they have it to where if you're serving time in prison overseas, you can, even though they bring you back, but that usually involves countries where we have an extradition treaty, and where you still can serve some time, even in the States.
Because that just sticks in my head. Why did they want him back? If anything, leave. I mean, we don't want him over here. He escaped and this should have happened. Then shoot, he's a man of mass destruction, pretty much. But why do they want him back?
Yeah.
He did 25 years with us, so
was he a weapon that they can use?
Yeah.
We're going to see.
He can train. He can train other people and teach them how to make certain weapons and what they can use. And I'm pretty sure he's learned a lot being over here in our prisons. It might sound crazy, but we got loose lips over here.
Yeah.
People start talking and he won't just locked up with our everyday street gang members or street thugs or whatever have you. He was locked behind bars with people just like him. So
he was in a federal military prison.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I got to escort prisoner when I was in the military, and that is no place that any person ever wants to be. You have this many rights in a federal military prison. You earn the right to go to the bathroom, and I'm not over exaggerating. It is a bad place. Officers control the prison, unlike here in South Carolina, where the prisoners control the prison. In a federal prison, buddy, take a strike at an officer, and you will take a beat down of a lifetime, and nothing will ever be reported. And I'm not over exaggerating. It's nuts. Oh, they do what they call a 12-step program, and each step is a rule, and you have to recite it without looking at it. Even if you're at number 10, if you get it wrong, you go all the way back to 1.
Yeah, different prisons got different rules, but he was around people that were just like him, that had that military experience, and a lot of these prisoners, they just give him information just because they are Americans that don't like America. And here you go, man, take this back to your country. This is what you can do to help, your country succeed or whatever have you. It's just asinine. I'm gonna read this right quick, and we can do this on another show, Miller, just like I'm saying. And then we go on to the next topic, whatever y'all choose. But the U.S. national anthem kneeling protest, just like you said, the gesture originated in 2016 American football game, doing with Kaepernick and his 49 teammates. Eric Reed chose to kneel on the playing of the U.S. national anthem to call attention to the issues of racial inequality and police brutality. After hours of careful consideration and even a visit from Nate Boyer, a retired Green Beret and former NFL player, they came to the conclusion that we should kneel rather than sit during the anthem as a peaceful protest, said Reed. We chose to kneel because it's a respectful gesture. I remember thinking protesting was like a flag flown at half-mast to mark a tragedy. So I get what you're both saying, and that's what they, the reason they do it. That's the topic for another reason.
The issue for
so we kneel to pray, don't we?
Say again now?
I say we kneel when we pray, don't we?
Yeah, some cultures do.
So
some cultures do.
Yeah. I think the issue of respect is about really an individual's interpretation. What offend you may not offend me. So if I'm Muslim and you bring out pork to eat, that's offensive to me, but it might not be offensive to you.
And
so it's really about individual interpretation.
Yeah, but even with it being offensive, it's got to be a respectful way of dealing with your offense. You just can't be. I work in a detention center, and you bring out pork. I mistakenly gave a kid one time a sandwich. He come in, late at night. He was hungry, and I gave him a bologna sandwich. Was I thinking that you a Muslim? He got mad, threw the sandwich across the room. Okay, whatever. But check this out. I gave him a hot dog. He ate that. So you got to know. Yeah, you got to know. You got to know what you're doing when, whether it's disrespectful or you got to be knowledgeable of what you're doing and how you're doing it. Now, with that being said, them kneeling, I agree with Miller, just like I said. Then Nate Boyer say what he said. It's more of a respectful thing. It shows that it's bringing attention to the situation with police brutality.
The part of America.
Everything else, opposed to just sitting there, because just like a kid in school, we've all been there and done that. Kids sitting there, you tell him to get up and move, and he don't move. Oh my God, we got some issues. It's all about how you do it, when you do it, or whatever have you. So, yeah.
Eric, got a comment for us? Say something.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah,
we got you.
All right. So, actually, that was really informational, Andrew. I didn't realize that that's what it means. And everybody's got their own opinions, like you said, their own things that affect them. Before knowing that was the peaceful portion of the protest, because I never saw that, people would take that as an insult, right? Most people that are prideful in their country are veterans, whoever it may be. So that was really informational. I think we're all pretty much in agreement with the whole grinder thing. That essentially it was afraid, not that one liked more than another. It was just meant to be more of a political statement than an actual trade off for a person. They didn't want her as an insult. It is essentially what it was for. So, like I said, I think we're all in agreement for that. At the end of the day, everybody's got their own opinion. Is what it's down to.
Yeah.
And just like you say, it was good information. I'm gonna tell you, Eric, we talk about it all the time on the show. The media just takes stuff and just blow it up. If Miller didn't bring that to our attention just now, we would have never thought about looking up to clarify. But media take it, boy. Trump was upset, and everybody's upset about this because he kneeled. Disrespectful. Well, there you have it. They came to a peaceful agreement of a protest, because just like we was talking about Deion Sanders, this man ain't gonna mess up his money by when they come to him and say, "Hey, you not standing for the national anthem is a problem." I'm pretty sure he's got fines and everything like that. So he came to that agreement. Hey, we'll kneel, based on what Boyer said, and we all would agree to do that. And it's become a national thing throughout the sports industry that it says. I didn't read the whole thing to y'all, but that's what they were saying. They accepted throughout the sports industry as respectful protest for the issues, not for the national anthem, but the issues that America and justification or no justification for what's going on in America.
I mean, the political stunt is disgusting in itself. It was when we had the whole woke movement, okay, and all of a sudden you saw more African Americans and more Chinese on commercials. All right, you didn't do it for the right reason. You did it so that you could look right, and that's the same concept here. He didn't do it because he cared about this girl or anything. But then you look at the kneeling, and I just thought of something. Miller brought it up. You kneel when you pray. Now, just from my understanding, we kneel because we are below God. Okay, so that's how we show that we understand that we are below. You stand as a sign of respect, and there's just the different styles of standing. If you want to protest or a peaceful protest and you're a sports person, how about stop the game? That way you're the only people that you're really going to upset and catch the attention of are the fans and the news media. But when you start playing around our national anthem and you start playing around the flag and things that, I mean, even most of you guys are police officers, okay? You took an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States. And knowing you guys, you do that very proudly every day. And it might not change your point of view on how I think of it, but to me, if you're kneeling towards a flag, you're not showing the flag respect. That's just my opinion. I understand why they can write why she did it. Okay, well then stop the game. Don't play the game anymore until the persecution of your cause stops and people are treated fairly like they should be treated.
Well, kneeling or standing for the anthem doesn't interfere with the game one bit. Not playing the national anthem before games does not interfere with the game whatsoever. I get people feeling offended. I mean, I understand that they feel offended because of different views and all that. I just think sometimes we all on both sides need to literally stop and count to 10 and just listen to the other side. Even if you walk away feeling the same way. Listen, don't go by what you... It's not, I feel this way, therefore you are expected to feel and act the same way. That's the attitude for a lot on both sides. Well, no. I feel a different way. And I'm going to act a different way. At the same time, I expect you to feel and act a different way. So.
I agree with that. I'll agree with that. That was a great way to put it, Vic. That was
I'm,
truly
I'm just,
a good way to put it.
I'm curious. I'm curious. Hey, what is them being police officers have, like, what they had to do with it? Do with
Oh,
anything?
it's just because they took an oath under the Constitution of the United States. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you do see a flag inside of a police station or highway department, and you see the state flag. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, before their graduation ceremony, I am 20 years ago, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, they played the national anthem before we graduated. So it was just a relation of background, maybe that they understood, or maybe they thought the same. I'm not sure, because not everybody has, you know, chimed in. Just been a couple of us talking, but Vic put it a great way. He really did. You know, the great thing about America is we can have different views, but if we take the time to listen to each other and understand what each of us is saying, and I may come across harshly, and like, I respect and love all you guys. That's no BS. That is a truth. But when we listen to each other and just kind of absorb what the other one's saying, then we're more to understand it. And I'm more understanding once parents brought it up, and even more so when Vic brought it up, and even when Quentin brought it up. You know, it because I'm listening. Even though I have my own view, I'm still listening, and I may change my view later on this evening.
Okay. Well, we all agree it was an effed up trade.
Yeah.
Hey man,
it's like trading in a Cadillac for a Pinto.
Yeah. Hey, we got anything else, Vic? We can end it with that.
One last topic we could talk real quick about Deshaun Watson. He's back on the field now, and his first game wasn't all that great, but he has been playing for 2 years. Well, he has some feelings on Deshaun Watson. I mean, I feel like with him, it's. I think the media or the victims try to make it more than what actually happened. I'm going to put it this way. The dude got a massage. He asked for a happy ending. He may or may not have gotten it at the end of the day. That's what it looks like to me from the descriptions, from all of that. So, and I heard comments. I read a story. I forgot where that one talking about they're gonna show up at the games, that we can't be silent. You know, Deshaun Watson's a football player. He's getting paid to play football. He's getting paid the ball.
That's the same thing with R. Kelly. If those women were of age, would R. Kelly be in prison? No. I mean, they got the right to do what they want to do. Our boy, they used to date the Kardashian girl, paying all that money for prostitutes and stuff. They were willing to do it. So I mean, come on, man.
I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna put it like this, and I'm gonna leave it alone, man. I think it's a setup. Me personally, if you follow football like I do, which Terrence, I know you do. Watson he was trying to lead the Houston Texans, right? He refused to play. They finally let him. They finally released him or let him go or trade him. But the owner of the Houston Texans, I think he has something to do with it because the lawyer of all 42 of them women, he's neighbors with the owner of the Houston Texans.
Oh,
and they're best friends. So he's pissed that his best quarterback wants to leave his team because he's not happy there. So he's like, I'm just saying this. I don't know. I feel like he set him up.
He got the money.
Got the money.
I mean, that's funny. It reminds me of the Mike Tyson situation, Don King. An amazing fighter. You know, I'm sorry. Excuse me if I'm wrong for this, but what female goes to a boxer or a basketball player or a football player's hotel room and think she ain't going to give up the boogie?
Yeah.
Because there's 1,000 of them thrown to them.
And Mike Tyson to this day he denies that he raped that woman.
Yeah, to this day, he say he hasn't. He's 52 years old. He did his time. He still say he haven't done it.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly believe it. I think it was a Don King thing. But, that's just my belief.
That was his prime back then, man. He was the man back then. Come on, man.
No, man. I know. The guy was awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, with Deshaun Watson, well, how many masseuse did he order from? Was it what, in the 20s or 30s?
I think it was 42. But
it ended up being like 40. I thought it was like 40.
That was like 40 something.
Like that.
Yeah.
So he ordered the Happy Family meal. The Happy Family meal. Got it.
Yeah. So I mean, what he was doing was, I can see that it was perverted, creepy, but I don't think it raised to the point of illegal.
The bottom line is this: every single man knows 3 strikes you out. If you ask 3 women to do something and all of them say no, or all of them treat you a certain way, you learn from that. So that's some bull crap, like Miller's saying. Majority of those women said, "How much you got?" And we all watch P-Valley. We all done seen it. If you got the dough, if you got the bags, you get you see what I'm saying? You get the ass. The bottom line.
Yeah.
To be real, somebody of his status, money wise, fame wise, there's a good chance that they don't have to take anything.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because they're gonna have so much coming at them. If they get turned down by 1 or 2, will it really phase them that much?
Yeah, it's a man
they don't have to. They don't have to take anything from women because they have so many options.
Right.
And let's be real, because wasn't they trying to make it criminal in the beginning?
Yeah.
Talking about prison
2
time
grand
and all that
juries
stuff.
looked at it.
And see, the thing is, whenever a so-called victim isn't fighting for justice, as far as like, this man or this person did this to me, I want to send him to prison so he could do his time, for the actual crime that he committed. Whenever the victim isn't fighting for that, and their main thing is they want to settle, get some money out of it, it's not legit. It can't be, because somebody violated you like that. Somebody violated you like that, you're gonna want them to go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not gonna just want them to lose a little bit of money that's really not gonna phase them that much.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's
what do you think,
Eric?
Yeah, that's it. You all good?
Hold on. Eric got something to say.
Eric.
Pretty much agree except one thing Miller said. So sometimes the best girls to get are the ones that are hard to get. Agree on that? Right? So if a power cannot get the girl, right? Don't get me wrong, I think majority of high people in places have probably done something such as, doing exactly what he was doing. When you're in power like that, like basketball players, etc., you don't have as many repercussions for those actions, so you don't care. And that's just another point of view. My fiance sitting next to me, like boosting me up over here, but so, yeah,
get in trouble, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, we're dead on that.
But Eric, I'm gonna tell you, I'm telling you from experience, man. I mean, I haven't been at that level, but I'm telling you, some recent things that's happened to me over the last 2 years. Once you hit a certain status, they go just. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. They wouldn't just give it up for nothing.
Yep.
Stop while you're ahead.
Especially when you see a highway patrolman on YouTube holding a truck back, like he's Superman. They're wanting to get pulled over by him.
How that Mike Jones song go? That Mike Jones song say, "Back then you didn't know me, now."
Hang on.
What did it say? Back then you didn't know me. Now I'm hot. You all
all over me.
They all on me.
Yeah. You know, there's a lot of truth to that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's any position of power. It really is.
Yeah.
And we, as men, we'll all see it at some point in our life. If we become successful enough up the food chain, you will see it. And Miller hit it head on the head. It comes to you. They're out of the fields, left and right. It's kind of like when you're not married. You can't find a date when you're single, but if you put the ring on, man, it's like poof, and you're like, well, where were you 2 years ago? You know.
It's like what I don't know. Tupac said one time he was in the club. These women that had nothing to do with him. A month later, once he was on TV, his record was out. Same club. He's handsome now.
He looked good.
You know,
this is the last one. I gotta say this one. One of my friends, she say, Buster's so ugly, he fine. You know why?
He got the money.
Yeah.
Hey, come on. Hey, man, we know money got a lot of play. Look at Lil Wayne, man.
Man.
He look like he ate the doggone with chicken. That dude is ugly, man. Come on, man. He got like 4 baby mamas, man. Yeah, so.
Hugh Hefner, 80 years old. Come on now. Ain't no doing all that. But the money was right there.
Ain't no but money, man. Ain't no but. That's it, Vic?
Yeah, that's it.
All
Love
right,
you guys.
Everybody
show. Click on like and subscribe. Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming on. Like and subscribe to the show. Again, let's keep our thoughts and prayers with the Dozier and Elms family with us tonight. Okay, guys. On that note, thank you.
One more thing. Thoughts and prayers to I think it's Mississippi State, Mike Leach. Head coach Mike Leach passed. So
yeah. Man, it took me RIPs, man. This is depressing. Yeah, man. So make sure you guys like and subscribe to the page. See y'all in the next one. Happy holidays, happy New Year. Peace.
There you go.
Still do this rap shit to stand out. My plan's about to minimize the folks holding their hands out. Whether you on the corner bumming or all day at your man's house, relying on government funds, crying cause they ran out. It's hard to believe you can receive when you ain't ran routes. When chasing the greed, most people bleed cause it don't pan out. It's time to proceed, so take heed to what your plan's about, so you can grow seed.